You know this guy, Roy Rickstrew, your disability rep. We've talked many times. Good to see you as always.
Likewise, sir.
Okay, we're going to talk about something when it comes to disability, and it might be one of the most important things, and that is medical records.
Yeah, that's correct. And we've talked about this before, but the HIPAA provision allows you easier access to your own medical records.
Right.
Not only does it protect your records from release to other people, it also facilitates the release of records to yourself. There are some kind of exceptions to this. HIPAA doesn't do a real good job of allowing psychiatric records to be released to the subject of the psychiatric records.
Okay.
The idea, of course, being you wouldn't want the person to see what the counselor had written about them, get angry, and go approach the counselor.
Exactly.
So they are treated a little different. But for the most part, our physical records are available to us and pretty easy to get.
Oh, I know there are portals all over that you can kind of keep track as far as what is going on from your doctor.
Right, and so here's kind of the subject today. A lot of people find themselves with a disability, an accident, an injury, or diagnosis. They're facing disability as a realistic option, and they've got to do something with their medical records to try to get benefits. And unfortunately, a lot of people find medical records like these.
Right, yeah.
And so this is one of my clients, and we can see this is the honest to goodness record. This is the entirety of it. Mixed disorder as a reaction to stress there on the top line. The only thing that it tells us is that she is a 55-year-old female.
And that's it?
That's it. So this gal came to me. She suffers from depression and from a hip injury.
All right.
Those are her two conditions. There was 79 incidents of where she approached the doctor. This honestly is what most all of those look like. The truly sad part is when she went in for like a yeast infection or for the flu or for those sorts of things, we have a page and a half of recording. But on her main conditions, this is what we get.
Whoa. Okay, this says to me, number one, I need to keep track of what's going on. And how do I be proactive to make sure these are going to be a good reflection of what's going on?
Yeah, and unfortunately, you may do a fantastic job of relaying your conditions to your doctor. Your doctor may just do a horrible job of recording that conversation.
So don't assume it's all going to be fine.
Now, this is the importance of getting your records from time to time and looking to see exactly what the doctor is recording on your behalf. Here's the second, right hip pain. She's a 57-year-old female at this point. But this is really the extent of what we have. And so from a Social Security standpoint, we have to determine if the right hip pain is because she bruised it on the staircase.
Right.
If it's a major degenerative joint disease. We don't know if this is end stage facing replacement. We don't know if it's a minor inconvenience or a big deal.
Well, I mean, reading that here, absolutely what you're saying. It's like somebody just said, yeah, she's 57, she's got hip pain.
Yeah.
Just write that down.
All right, a lot of 57-year-olds have hip pain, right?
No kidding.
I mean, it's not unusual.
No.
But there's no way to grade the severity of this. And the truly sad thing is people find out their records look like this when they've lost their job, when maybe they're facing eviction from their home or apartment or foreclosure.
Right.
They're losing their car. They come to me and they say, oh my God, things are absolutely horrible. I can't work. I'm going to lose everything I own. And this is what we see for medical records sometimes. If you had got your records ahead of time, and you knew this was the case, then you could go into the doctor and say, oh, wait a minute, what is this? I encourage clients a lot of times to take in a list of their complaints, hand them to the doctor. The HIPAA provision allows you to put things directly into your medical file. Wow. So if your doctor does a bad job, you can fix it.
So the doctor is not the only person that's in charge of your medical record, in other words.
That's correct. That's correct. You have the option. And if there's something in your records that you dispute or disagree with, you can put a response into the record as well. Don't leave it uncontested. But the importance is if you find yourself with failing health, you think disability may be on the horizon at some point, you need to take a peek at your medical records.
There's also a lot of medical speak in these. I can read a record, it's mine, I know what happened, yet I go, what does this all mean?
Right.
I mean, that's another thing I think you need to be aware of.
Yeah, but you can get on the Cleveland Clinic or on the Mayo website, or there's a lot of tutorials that are available online that kind of give you an idea of what those MRI findings say.
Right.
But for our purposes, it's the lack of records is the biggest concern. You may not understand everything that's in the record, but at least if your doctor's doing a decent job of recording, you can get records for free. from your doctor. You can look at them on portals. This isn't that hard. You need to take a look and just make sure that things are kind of going the way you think they are with your doctor.
In other words, be a little proactive, pay attention. If you see something that you don't understand, you take a little action.
That's right. And, you know, pardon the phrase, but this gets caught with your pants down is what this is.
All right.
And then it's a really tough road at Social Security. There's a disconnect between the way people feel and what the records say, leads to a lot of frustration, and it leads to failure of claims, unfortunately.
All right. People want more information. I know you're here to help them. How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, two things there. You can call me directly, 417-812-6698. Rings the phone on my desk. I answer that thing. You can also click on the QR code. It goes straight to a scheduling link. Just pick a time that works for you. We'll figure it out. You can come see me. We can talk on the phone. Whatever we need to do to make you comfortable to get you started.
All right. Good, sound advice. There's your disability rep, Roy Rickstrew. Always good to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.